Welcome back to the Dropped Outdoors podcast, episode 47216. What are we at? Episode 9? Episode 9. I just make it up as I go, and then Landon fixes it and puts it on the right one. But as you can see, we're here with the lovely Landon with that beautiful mustache. But enough about him. We get to stare at him enough. This big, burly, beautiful, bearded, handsome man next to me, my Gare Bear, Mr. Garrett Stout. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How about y'all?
Man, we're here. We're living. Livin.
Yeah. Living after that tornado last night?
That was a, we'll get into that here in a little bit. That was a whole ordeal. So, how was your week other than last night?
It was all right. I mean, I kind of took a step back driving. So now I'm just local and have a lot more free time.
Do you enjoy like the over-the-road truck driving or the local truck driving better?
I enjoy the over-the-road more, but the way the market is now, there's just no money in it. So
Not worth being gone all the time.
yeah, I mean, I used to be gone months at a time. Y'all both,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
y'all both used to work with me, so you know how I run.
I always liked getting text messages, and you were in like fucking California, and then it seemed like the very next day I'd get a text message and you're in Pennsylvania or some shit. I'm like, how did you make it that far in a day? Don't ask questions.
Yeah.
But your books were always right.
Yeah.
Lando?
Any feds watching? Wasn't me.
What? I didn't do it. Prove it.
Not me.
He's the one you have to worry about when you walk into the truck and the cameras are all off. He's like, I don't know how it came unplugged. It just happened. I was sleeping one night and the wire popped off.
Oh, man. Who was it? Wasn't me?
Shaggy?
Shaggy.
Is that Shaggy? Bro, that's a 2000 and late.
I mean, Garrett is Shaggy, so.
He's so beautiful.
I know.
Like, look at that long hair. Like, it's some of my favorite to pull on. Well, Lando, how was your week, my brother?
Oh, fantastic. Just fucking running in circles about like normal. You know how it goes.
I honestly think that you would probably pass away if your life got less chaotic.
Oh, yeah. No, we just keep adding and adding and adding. It's great.
Your OCD would absolutely kill you if you had a simple week.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. I actually was working with old Chat GPT to kind of put together a 5-year plan for myself, how to add more and do a few different things. We've talked about the pilot's license and shit like that. And so that was one of them. And then obviously once we kind of get settled down wherever we're going to be at, the old 0702 FFL that's a big one also.
So what all does that consist of?
I thought you had your FFL already.
Nope.
Huh?
No.
I thought you used to have a business.
I did. It wasn't an FFL.
Oh, okay.
It was just a parts. It was parts. No, I wish I did that. So the 0702, that's the big one. That's going to encompass all of your suppressors, building machine guns, showing off machine guns to like.
What is the deal with suppressors in Texas now? Did they pass that thing where it was like you can keep them within the state if they're manufactured here?
That is what they passed. It is very, very similar in my mind. I mean, this isn't legal advice.
Let's go ahead and do not take this as advice. In Landon's mind can mean a million things sometimes.
Facts. So let's first put that it's not legal advice. Don't do it. It's federally illegal. It is a federal law. You cannot own a suppressor without registration with
if
the
you
ATF.
get caught.
No, with the ATF. But Texas did pass a law that as a Texas-made suppressor in Texas that does not leave the state, it is legal. I have seen them.
So, like, if you get pulled over by a state trooper, you're fine.
Yes.
And they find it. But if you get pulled over or get taken in by, like, ATF, you're screwed.
It realistically, if you get taken in by ATF, you're already on some crazy-ass lists anyways. So that's mainly what that is.
We're probably on those lists.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If Landon has not been on one of those lists at some point in our lifetime, it would blow my mind.
Mine too, but it really could be like that because I don't do anything else. Like there's literally no no criminal offenses in my past that I probably stay kind of under the radar
That's
on
true.
those lists.
I was just thinking about like whenever Tannerite got big.
Even then, dude, you were witness to my biggest explosion with Tannerite.
I know, but it seemed like you bought
Oh, I bought
every freaking weekend. Like there had to be somebody being like, all right, dude, what's this guy building? They didn't know you were wasting it as fast as you were buying it.
Yeah, it went a half a pound at a time.
Like
I said-
why is he buying Tannerite and fertilizer?
You know, he had to blow a hole in and then he was using it to tiller the ground and then he
Yeah.
was fertilizing it.
Yeah, we were cultivating.
Cultivating.
Yes, sir. No, the biggest one we ever had was yours. Whenever we did, we were like, oh, well, this shouldn't make that big of an explosion. It was 4 pounds,
Bro.
and it blew a hole in the ground.
That one was nuts too, because it was, what would you say? You know how I exaggerate. I don't want to exaggerate this. Probably 100 yards from my parents' house, 200 yards.
No, so that was a smaller one.
Which one's the 4 pound one that?
We tested it out here, and we brought the milk jug.
Oh, yeah, yep.
That's whenever we decided that either I don't remember if we went with like 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds at your dad's house, and that one was still pretty big.
The one out here, I don't know how many people. I'm sure some people that watch us, most people that shot a big caliber, like a 50 cal, and you know how it gives you that compression in your chest.
Most people have shot a 50 cal.
Oh, is that just like a weird thing we do?
That might just be an us thing.
It's a pretty expensive gun to just normal people to be shooting.
Well, we're on podcast, so we have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
So, but you can feel the compression in your chest.
Oh yeah.
That is the first time in my life where we blew something up. And I've been around explosions, but I mean, not like crazy, like not like a grenade or landmines, anything crazy, but like little explosions,
Yeah.
just being stupid, blowing up oxygen tanks, shit like that. But that was the first time in my life that I actually felt it inside of my body. Like it was like shook me to the core, like felt like somebody punched me right in the fucking chest cavity.
Yeah. It rattled
nuts.
teeth. It was that one was crazy, but also I will say, like I said, I was not expecting that big of a boom. We were like 50 inside of 50 yards
On that one, yeah.
on that one, and that was way too much. I was like, holy crap.
Well, to put it in perspective real fast, for my gender reveal, because it was my day, it wasn't my wife's day. Who cares about her?
Disappointment of an explosion.
That was a good explosion, though.
It took y'all like 30 shots to hit it.
Well, that was because I was shaking like a dog shitting a peach seed, brother. Like
Like we're all standing
that was
there
all
like, "Come
all
on,
me.
What time is it? Come on.
That was all me. It did take me like 5 shots, and I want to say I hit target all 5 times because there was pink smoke popping out everywhere.
Yeah, you could see little.
I just wasn't getting it low enough because I could not hold steady. I was sitting there just scared. But to put it in perspective, 4 pounds out here, we used 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds at my house, and we were probably 100 to 150 yards away from my parents' house. Their windows were open. It had such a percussion that it slammed the windows shut that were latched open. Like it blew up, and my dad, you would have thought he had PTSD from Nam or something. That dude went ape shit. He was so mad, but it was still a good time. It was fun.
Yep. Yep.
I was going somewhere with something before we got into that. Now I can't think of what it was. I had a question.
Okay, so we were talking about guns, and that was whenever I was talking about my stuff.
It was the question for you.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
FFL.
FFL.
So what's the difference in what you had and the 01640 1942 FFL?
So what I had before was only a business. It didn't have any FFL. I couldn't sell any serialized parts or any of that stuff.
Yeah, and all you did was just parts in general, right?
Yeah, it was just like rails and triggers and anything anybody needed, really.
Yeah. But say I know there was a few times where hey man, can you just like sell me a gun? And you're like, no, I can't.
Sure can't.
I was like, I can sell you parts and you can build your own, but I can't build you one. So I do remember that.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest emphasis on difference on these two?
So with the FFL, obviously right off the bat, you can sell any guns at any time to anybody as long as it's on the books. And
Any guns?
yes, with an 0702, as long as they're registered.
What do you need to get like fully autos and shit like that?
That's
They're
gonna
just tax stamps.
yeah. So they're completely legal. Like that's against
Legal for a price.
yeah, what everybody has in their mind is, oh, that's illegal. No, it's completely legal, but they have to be registered before 1986. That's whenever the act went in, and you can no longer manufacture civilian legal full autos.
Oh, okay. So is it kind of like one of those? You start buying those, you kind of give the government a key to your house, and you're like, you can walk in at any time.
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, it can be.
I mean, if your house is your place of business.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Then, yeah.
I thought you were talking about buying in general.
No, I meant for like the business
The
side
FFL,
of it
yeah,
itself.
yeah, they're more than welcome to walk in at any point. That's your place of business, and that is their job to be there to
Regulate.
lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have said your house. We're sitting here, so I was like in your house, but
Yeah, no, I was sitting here thinking buying full autos. No, buying full autos is it's just like buying any kind of gun. They still can't do anything. They can come knock on your door and ask you questions about them, but you don't have to answer anything.
Yeah, unless they have a warrant signed, you don't have to do anything.
they're gonna knock on the door, and I'm gonna say, "We're not home."
Dude,
You know-
And you don't have to do anything. They can ask questions. You don't have to answer.
yo,
I'm good at that. I mean, you text me all the time.
dude, the best one I've ever seen is a couple ATF agents showed up at somebody's house and basically refused to say who they were or anything. And he closed the door on them and called the local cops. And then proceeded to the cop showed up and basically threw the ATF agent on the ground and arrested his ass because he's like, no, I'm a cop. He's like, put your hands in the air. And he wouldn't fucking do it. He wouldn't do it. It was great.
And this is just a question because I don't have a problem with law enforcement. I'm not a big fan of government, but I have no issues with law enforcement. But was he one of those guys that he got that badge on his chest and now he's a big bad
Yeah.
motherfucker? You
He
can't tell
thought-
me what to do.
He thought his authority was above the local police.
That's what, so he was kind of being a,
Yeah, he's like, I'm a federal agent, all this. And they're like, we don't care who you are. Put your hands up.
until we
And
can
he
figure
wouldn't.
this out.
So, yeah, because it's like they didn't know he was a federal agent. You can say you're a federal agent, but you see he's not in uniform. He's in, khaki pants and a polo.
Oh, all right. Is this the one you were talking about,
Yeah,
Landon?
this is the one. Hang on. Let me pause this real quick.
You might have to go full screen on it. It'll be whatever.
I can shrink it down. It's not going to be a big deal. I just need to get it.
See, that's where you need to leave it right there. My face is the only one that needs to be visible.
Oh, wait. I'm pushing the wrong button, actually.
God almighty. We talk about how good you are with computers, and you're just getting the pooch right now.
All the time.
Beep. Hey, how did he become a little person?
All right. Audio and...
Get on the ground!
I'm a federal agent.
Why wouldn't you show me your ID when I got here? Don't move forward.
You didn't ask for it.
He is at 33.
Get on the ground. We'll figure it out.
Drive on that 10-8.
I'm not getting on the ground.
Well, then stay where you're at.
I'll stay where I'm at.
Fine. Why do you got to make this harder than it is?
Listen, I'm not getting out.
I have no problem making this.
My ID.
I just want to see if anybody from Free Precinct can respond as well.
You're the
Copy.
one who reacted.
I'm not overreacting. We got a call that someone's impersonating a police officer out here. Doesn't have ID.
No kidding, because she doesn't want to open it.
Okay, get on the ground so I can find out who you are.
It ain't happening.
Okay, fine.
Not happening.
Fine. Do you I think I'm a police officer or something?
Taser,
What's
taser,
the matter
taser.
with you? Who do you think you are? Get on the ground.
I'm not getting out of it.
Chopper, thanks.
I'm not getting
91.7, I'm pulling up.
I got my ID.
Do not reach for your waist. Keep your hands up.
Yeah, see, I hate those type of people.
That's it.
Sir!
How they always
down,
tell
on the
us
ground.
if you just would have complied, everything would have been fine
Well,
and easy. You go away. They
he's-
don't even do that.
He's the type motherfucker that got bullied in school,
Yeah.
and now he has a badge and thinks he's a bad motherfucker. I can name off a few of those right here in Parker County. Like, bro, I was a freshman, you were a senior, and I put you in a trash can. Like, don't act like a badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's basically how the whole video went. I think that's hilarious.
I do too, and I hope they slammed his ass at some point.
He definitely he was on the ground.
Face down now! Face down! You guys are making a big mistake. Fine, we'll still there. My God! Sir! Sir!
Roll over. Sit up.
He changes his attitude pretty quick.
Sit up. Let him sit up. Let him sit up.
I showed her my goddamn creds, for Christ's sake. Right there, left pocket. Left pocket, cargo pocket. Please take him out.
Stay. Don't try and
Guys,
sit up.
I get it. I fucking get it.
Then you should have behaved when we told you.
the way you did.
Yes, I would do. See my creds, for Christ's sake. My God, I'm here to fucking talk to her.
You're the one that's in the wrong.
Sir.
You know.
Oh, there's sirs and pleases coming out now.
Sir, I was trying to get
No, you didn't. Command.
Sir, I'm with you guys, for Christ's sake. I'm a fucking federal agent.
Who's your supervisor? What's his name? What's your supervisor's name?
Hang on a second. The SAC is currently John McPherson, who's on his way out to retire, who will soon be rolling.
I took the mag out.
My God. This is crazy.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Oh yeah, no, that's pretty much how the whole video went. It was great. He just basically changed his tune real quick. So I'm like, that's a good point right there. Although being where we are, I don't know if anybody would ever show up for a good 30-45 minutes.
Yeah. We are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Which brings me to another point now that we're talking about guns and everything. I mean, I feel like it is a perfect time to buy one of those big old trailer pulled cannons. And all we're going to do is park it in the circle out front and point it down the driveway.
Just a home defense cannon.
Yeah, it's a home defense
just
cannon.
a home defense cannon.
We talked about that. That was like 10 years ago we
10
started
years
talking
ago, I
about
was like,
this.
I would love, because that's the only, other than like cutting a fence coming through sideways, you'd have to go through other properties. That's the only way in, the
You
only
have
way
like
out.
how long is your driveway?
Quarter of a mile, yeah.
Quarter-mile driveway, and as soon as you pull up and you top kind of over the hill and you're looking down, all you're looking down is a freaking cannon barrel. I don't give a damn what kind of police officer you are. You're going to be like, if you're trying to rob this place, not no more.
Not anymore. You stopping that one real quick.
Hell, we probably couldn't call the cops if we were getting robbed, though, because they would turn on that thing and be like, oh, fuck this. Every man for himself.
Oh, shit.
You have something to say, Gare Bear?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's just the way the founding fathers planned it.
You mean to tell me that they weren't just talking about muskets? That's all we can own?
Well, I mean, a cannon's just a giant musket.
That's fair.
He's not wrong.
That's fair.
Black powder.
I always hate talking to people like that they're like, well, why do you care so much about guns? And why do you have to have all this and that? And all, like the assault rifles. Oh my God. Shit,
Big, scary
me.
black assault rifles.
Yeah. If I put 2 darts in my blow dart gun and shoot them at the same time, now I have an assault dart gun. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Is that semi-auto or full auto?
That's a burst. But
That's 2 shots with 1 trigger pull.
yeah, exactly. And see, that's what always irritates me, though. People like that. We're like, well, when the founding fathers wrote it was all about muskets. Well, you could say that for almost anything the founding fathers worked, and it's probably not going to work out in your favor other than with guns, because everything changes. And it does not say anywhere in there the right to bear muskets.
Well, I mean, you're thinking of that time period. They were in a change in technology.
Yeah.
Like, you went from smoothbore to rifled. They were right in the middle of that. So there's no way they couldn't have thought, oh, this is going to go further.
Yeah. That was like the top of the line right there.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we've already reached the peak.
Yeah, this is the best they go. It's kind of like, when the government found that if you add, a sight to the M16, it becomes more accurate.
Yeah.
We've reached the pinnacle of weapons technology.
Imagine that.
With the M4 and the M16. To make it more accurate, all you got to do is add a sight.
Speaking of muskets and stuff, what's the biggest bore? Like, I have not personally shot it, but can you mute me?
No. Nope, sure didn't.
Sorry about that. I think I had a nose hair tickle.
I didn't know. I forgot which one you were. You're 4 now. And you were normally 2.
But I watched a guy shoot a 4-bore.
4-bore.
4-bore. Sorry, my sneeze kind of discombobulated
that big,
me.
Muscle guy on.
No, I watched it at a gun show, like a legit. Like, this is This is coming from the guy at the gun show. I don't know how true it is, but he said it was like one of like 6 in the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know how rare they are, and I've never really fucked with them. But Landon, I shit you not, I don't know if you've ever seen one, but you could almost fit this can down the barrel. He said it was like 27 pounds. The gun.
That's insane.
I mean, the stock on this thing's like freaking that. Like pull up if you can pull up.
I mean, basically those are really just blunderbusses.
Yeah, and that's what she was shooting
I mean, you're shooting grape shot or
he shot a
stuff
half
out of that,
half inch ball. I want to say is what it was. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But like a half inch to an inch ball that he shoved down in there. There was a black powder, and it was fucking nuts. And then he started shoving like buckshot in there, but instead of like 4 to 6, it was like 20 or 30.
Yeah.
Like it was insane. He was like, you could cut the pins off of knife or forks and shove those in there and shoot them out.
The pirates used to do because I mean they had blunderbusses to clear the whole deck of ships.
But you
don't want to just one bullet bang, you get one person. You want bam,
yeah,
and clear an entire deck.
See, my thing with those is like, I think of pirate guns. I'm thinking of like handheld, like pistols. I could not imagine shooting a 4-bore like with one. That would break my fucking wrist. Watching this guy was not a small guy. I mean, he was every bit our size, and it pushed him back probably a foot. And I couldn't imagine doing that with a single hand.
Oh no, you wouldn't do that with a single
Well, I was thinking
hand.
about pirate days back in the day. You know what I mean?
No,
like they have this up here, but they have a lot of those sawed off.
They're not
With their fucking blunderbuss, and they were like sawed off where they
They're
have
gonna be holding
handheld.
the front.
I get that, but it's still just on your
They'll blow
wrist.
your wrist
It's not
off.
on the fucking shoulder blade.
No, but I mean, some of them probably were on the shoulder.
Oh, I'm sure there were some.
because they just put butt stops.
Oh, okay.
on.
So there is the.
It's the size of a quarter.
Yep.
That's insane.
So like the ball was probably I was probably right. It was
It's
probably like a
actually
half
bigger
inch
than
ball.
that. It's like you can actually see the edge of it there. So it's big.
So it was like a half inch ball he was shooting out of it.
That's insane.
But he was tearing down buckshot, and like I said, he put like 20 or 30 of the BBs in there, and then stuffed it all full and shot it. Like it was insane, and the accuracy of it was honestly
Not bad for what it
pretty
was.
fucking good. I mean, he said it's less accurate than like you would get out of a normal rifle, but
Yeah.
it's not like
it's just because it's shorter.
But say it's not like it's a blunderbuss that you don't really know where it's
you
going.
think shoot buckshot out, say a 12 gauge, you're still shooting, 75 yards.
That's
You can drop something with buckshot at 75 yards.
correction. You can drop something with buckshot at 75 yards. I need to be about 22.
I mean, you get a slug that's good out, past 100.
Yeah, give or take 60 or 70 yards.
Yeah.
Fuck, all
But
right.
y'all were talking like you need to take care of some hogs here.
Yes.
The best thing, just walk out there with your 12 gauge loaded with buckshot, walk through the woods, start popping them. My dad used to do it out in our place in Poolville, and best thing, like he used to take his rifle, then his 30-30.
Man, I don't know if
and then he
buckshot
just
would take
found-
down some of these hogs.
Oh, it will.
I bet it would. I bet it would.
Because you're not
like I
shooting
said-
them from far distance.
Like I said, I think I want to. I want to
shot-
take the black one first.
The black one's one I'm really worried about. The smaller ones, yes, for sure. That black one though is the one I was like, man, I don't know if you could kill that with, but you'd have to shoot it more than once.
Oh yeah, no, he
looks like a
big.
55-gallon drum, Garrett. Like he's fucking massive, brother.
The first hog I ever shot, I was sitting in the deer stand, and this massive hog walks out. I'm like, okay, there's no deer moving. It's almost dark. I'm going to pop this. I shoot it right behind the ear. Perfect shot. Falls down. Like, yes, I start climbing down out of the stand. Hit the ground. That guy just stands right up, walks away. Like nothing happened.
Garrett said, I hit the ground and then I was right back into the stand as soon as you stood up.
That's so similar.
I walked over there, see, how much blood was on the ground. There's a tiny little pool. Like, I mean, a quarter-size pool and maybe a couple drops. After that, we couldn't track him. My dad came, he called me. He's like, what the fuck are you shooting?
I'm about to say, I've been chased up in the back of truck beds
Yeah.
just by hitting them and not killing them. And they're like, nah, motherfucker, it's my turn.
We were going through the woods, trying to find it in real thick briars. And it got to the point of dusk where it's like me and my dad turned to each other and was like, do we really want to be chasing a wounded pig in the dark?
I have to say, I'm going to give my pops some credit here. One of the last times I got chased down is we were hunting out at the dairy.
Yeah.
And one of the guys that my dad took with him, he was around my age, but he was like, Charlie, I think I hear some hogs over here. My dad was like, right there with you? He was like, yeah. Well, they were bedded down and you could hear piglets. Well, we're 5 feet away, brother. Like, I drove my four-wheeler right over it. Nothing. So we're like, well, if Mama was in there, Mama would already be pissed off.
Yeah.
Mama's not there. So we decided, you know what? Fuck it. Let's shoot into it. See if we can get them to scatter. We'll pick off the piglets with the shotguns. Call it good. We shot into there. And there was about a 280-pound sow that came out of that bitch with about 12 piglets. All right. We are dove hunting. So we're using birdshot. We hit this thing from about 4 feet with 12 shots. And all it does was snort and keep running. It goes through the sunflowers. You can see them parting and falling over. And all you see is this big half circle. And it starts coming back. There was 5 grown-ass men all about the same size on the top of one four-wheeler. And this thing is just running by and just racking this four-wheeler. Hits the sunflowers again, comes back. My dad, he finally was like, you know what? Fuck it. Steps off. That thing comes right at him. One shot right to the eye. That thing falls. Looks like, you think about like Jurassic Park. They kill something. It slides to their feet. The smoke kind of runs up around. Exactly like that. And it just slides right to my dad's feet. And my dad was like, damn, boys, y'all can't do that? Like, turns around and we're like, dude, this guy's a bad motherfucker. And he goes, all right, take me to the truck. I need some toilet paper. We were down to one shot. I shot this thing. I had my 9, which it's a hog. I hit it with the 9 a couple times. I'm sure I missed some too because it's hard to shoot and climb and try to be stable with 5 motherfuckers climbing on one Honda 250. So that was one of my funniest, most sketchy moments with the hog. But it's weird to say a 280-pound sow is a small hog, but
in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot bigger.
Out there, it's a small hog. Yeah. Like that was a small one.
Because that like you get up there around Olney and all that area. Yeah,
it's right there in between Olney and like Seymour.
Yeah.
So I mean, you sit there at nighttime and you're dove hunting at nighttime. You start looking across like the cornfields and wheat and stuff like that, and you will see like they're too far away to make out what they are. But you will see something that looks like a fucking cow walking across there. And it's like a big 55-gallon drum. You start pulling out there and it's like 7-8 hogs. Like they look like a 55-gallon drum floating across the top of the crops.
Oh, we used to have one out here at place in Poolville when our cattle were out in the field back behind the house. My grandma walked out on the back porch one morning and was like, when did we get a red cow? My granddad was like, what do you mean? We go look, he pulls out it's a
granddad said, God damn it, woman.
It looked like, probably a 2-year-old cow standing out there.
That is insane. See, I've never, other than the black one over here at Landon's house, I've never seen one that would compare to the ones in Olney.
Yeah.
But that black one, I have not seen it in person yet, but.
We're going to.
Yeah, I want to get. Next weekend, I want to get Amanda a hog.
We may actually, maybe be able to swing it tonight. Just depending on how quick we shut down, it's going to be tight. But.
All right, well, that's everything, folks. We'll go
wrapping it up.
So speaking of hunting hogs and stuff, let's go ahead and change it up. A lot of y'all that don't know Garrett has definitely heard his name, but Gare Bear is the one that invited us on the old bear hunt. No, we're not hunting Garrett.
He's actually been on the episodes before.
That is true.
Yeah, I made a guest appearance.
Yeah. He was the one that I said, Garrett, could we be in a black hole? And he said, no, leave me the fuck alone. I was like, no, Garrett, please do not elaborate anymore. It's so enthralling.
Call me at midnight.
I don't think we realized it was a 3-hour episode.
I don't give a shit. If I consider you my friend, I'm going to call you at all hours of the night, and I expect you to answer.
I am I called you back.
Yeah, but if I wouldn't have left a voicemail, you wouldn't have.
No, that's my rule.
I
If somebody calls me and I don't answer, and there's no text after or a voicemail, I am not calling you back. It's not important enough for a voicemail. It's not important enough for me to call back.
You don't get my time. And honestly, I left you a voicemail because it wasn't really that important. I wanted to hear from you because you are my expert in black holes. I'm not saying you are an expert, but I know you've done research on it and stuff. So you're my expert. So I was like, I'm going to leave him a voicemail so he doesn't feel obligated to call me back, like, because he knows what it is. And then you call me back, and then I felt bad because you're like, well, yeah, motherfucker, I saw a voicemail pop up. I haven't even listened to it. I was like, fuck, he's probably in trouble. And I was like, well, damn, that backfired really bad.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I need to get the bail money or what.
I don't feel like I'm that bad anymore. I'm a little sensitive nowadays.
Anyways, we can go back to the bear hunt story. Sorry, I got you a little carried away.
Yeah. So Garrett's the one that invited us on this old bear hunt. So do you want to tell us about where we're going, what we're doing, how we're sleeping? Like, give us a rundown from pull up, make camp, pull out, leave camp.
Well, it's a lot better these days than what we used to do. We used to just be in a tent.
I guess start out with how many times you've went, that kind of stuff too.
Bear hunting?
Yeah, where we're going, stuff like that.
Me? I've never been bear hunting.
Okay.
This is my first year actually that I'm going.
Okay.
I always go elk hunting, mule deer,
Okay.
all that. My dad, my granddad, all of our buddies go bear hunting.
Uncle Ken.
Yeah.
Shout out Ken.
Y'all are gonna love Ken.
Ken,
Ken
I already like you, Ken. Like Garrett's told me so much. I'm like, this guy, I'm gonna have a hoot with this guy.
Yeah, y'all need to take this setup up there and have him just talk. He could talk for hours and hours.
Welcome to the Dropped Outdoors podcast. Me and Landon will not be on here. Ken, take it away, and we just walk out.
But yeah, so we go up there. Like, I know the place because I've been going to that spot since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Just to camp and fish. But it's also, there are tons of bear. I mean, like the year before last, me and my dad went up there just to go grouse hunting. And that happened to fall during archery season because grouse starts September or end of August, right there when archery starts for bear. And we were up there shooting grouse, and my dad was like, let me take you to the place where I shot my last bear, like 2 years before that. So we walked down this logging road. He's like, I was sitting right here. And right then, a bear runs out 10 feet from us. I mean, like, it was scripted. Like, he had that bear tied up there. It was like, yeah, I sit right here, and I've shot 3 bear just sitting right here.
That is nuts.
And it runs out.
You said you've never really been up there and not seen a bear.
No, like I said, like, we were up there just grouse hunting.
Yeah.
And there's a bear. It's like, and every time, like, I'm up there, I mean, there's bear shit everywhere. I mean, fresh.
Yeah.
I mean, like, still steam on it. The flies haven't even found it yet. It's just everywhere. There's tons of bear up there.
See, and I've never been bear hunting, but my thing on it is I tell people about it, and they're like, oh, my God, that's so stupid. Why are you doing that? And in my head, I'm not that nervous. I mean, should I be nervous?
No, bear hunting's probably the easiest hunting there is.
Everybody's like, well, you're gonna shoot a bear. Well, yeah. Like, I'm not scared to be within 10 feet of a bear. Like, I'm not. I have a gun.
They're black bear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you're going up against a Kodiak.
Yeah.
One swipe, you're dead. Like, black bear, I don't know about y'all, but you might be able to fight.
We've had this discussion before. I don't particularly want to.
No, nobody wants to. But
it would leave a cool scar.
If I had a gun or a good knife, you might be able to kill that bear better than you would if it was a grizzly.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, a grizzly, its paws are the size of your head. A black bear, maybe twice the size of your hand.
See, I was watching
on a big bear. I mean, because you got small sows that are like 150 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Those are really
I can curl those.
Well, that's really what you're looking for. If you're looking for meat, it's almost the same as like pigs.
Yeah.
You want the smaller female.
Same concept, tender.
Yeah, because the bigger the bear gets, the tougher the meat, more muscle.
Does bear meat? I don't know if I've ever had just raw, like cut from a bear, cook the meat. Most of mine's probably been processed or in jerky.
Yeah.
Bear meat, I can't, with what bears eat, I couldn't imagine it being too wild and gamey of a taste.
It depends on the bear.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to explain. There's two types of bears. There's a north side bear and a south side bear.
North side bears are the guys that do the bars and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Sorry, go ahead. I couldn't help
But
myself.
no, north side bears, they live on north sides of mountains. They're eating because, we're in the northern hemisphere. The north side of a mountain's always shaded.
Okay.
So that's where berries are growing, stuff in the underbrush. They're eating mostly berries, rose hips.
They're going to be more of a herbivore type, quote unquote.
They're eating all the sweet things.
Yeah.
The fruit, all that, all that stuff growing in the forest that
Okay.
has a lot of sugar. So their meat is sweeter because you are what you eat. On the north,
Yeah, I am.
on the north side,
That's why people call me a dick.
oh,
That was a good one, Landon. Sorry, Garrett. Oh, God. This is why we can't be serious.
but on the south side of the mountain, they're eating strictly nuts. So acorn. I was waiting for that. That's why I paused there.
Landon, stop being childish.
Okay.
But they're eating acorns mostly. And so it's a lot. That's where you get kind of the fattier. Because, nuts are the.
So you're going to have like good steaks off of a south side because you're going to have more fat?
Kind of depends. Like if you get a small,
Yeah.
female, that's the best build. I like the north side bear meat better because it is the sweeter.
Yeah.
And like bear is my favorite meat of all.
Yeah.
I mean, you could take elk. Elk is good.
I do love elk.
Elk is my second. But bear, you just can't beat it.
But say elk is up there with mine. Gator.
Yeah.
I love gator. And another one that like actual raw cut off the bird cooked ostrich. Have you ever had like
I've
an
never
ostrich
had
steak?
ostrich.
Dude, so it's weird saying it's a steak because I mean it is a bird, but it is more.
Well, I mean,
Well,
you
it's a
talk
big
about
ass fucking bird.
Sandhill cranes being the
See
ribeye of the
that's what
sky
I was about
kinda
to say
thing,
with the
so.
sandhill. It has a same kind of sandhill, and to me, sandhill is better, but an ostrich that meat's real fucking good too.
I should have brought y'all some gator jerky.
Yeah, you should have. What a piece of
I
shit.
made some like 2-3 weeks ago whenever I
Oh
was
yeah,
off.
you gave me that bag of it that one time. That shit was hot as hell.
Oh yeah, I gave it to y'all because I wasn't gonna eat it because it was. I made it. That was my first attempt at making a spicy gator jerky, and I marinated it in crab boil. Like let it set for 2 days in.
You're not hurting my feelings yet. This
crab
sounds really
boil,
good.
And then I seasoned it in crab boil, like just the powder itself.
Yeah.
So, and I did way too, like I put it in a bag and shook it with the crab bowl.
All right,
so
Landon.
it was completely covered.
That compared to the hot sauces we
But-
ate last night.
Oh, the hot sauce was hotter, but it was still like, it wasn't fun to eat.
Yeah.
Like normal jerky, you really like, you sit around and enjoy it. This one was like, God, I really got to want something fucking hot.
Well, that's what, when I'm home for a few days, I know I have 3 days home, I experiment with jerky.
Hey,
That's because I have so much gator, because when we go gator hunting and then Ken down there lives in the swamp.
Did we
so
just
he
come up
brings-
with a new business idea?
it's
I
wild
like it.
game meat.
Big Bear's jerky. Because you're my big bear. My Gare Bear.
But
Garrett's like, I'm never coming on this fucking podcast again.
but yeah, the last batch I made a couple weeks ago, I still have probably a quart baggie left of it, but it is good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me some.
But I found gator, that is the best thing to do with it because I have a problem cooking it properly where it doesn't just turn out tough. So
Bootleg
with
it.
jerky, you don't have to worry. Because
See, I like
it's
gator.
supposed to be tough.
Gator's one of my favorite things in like a gumbo.
Yeah.
Shrimp, crawfish, some wieners, and then gator. I wasn't trying to be a joke. I was being for real. Chop up some wieners. Really more sausage, but you get what I'm saying. But and then put all that in the gumbo. I don't know what
Let
it
it
is about
slow
that.
cook and
Yeah. Those are good stuff.
Pretty
Well,
good.
that's what I'll tell you. You meet Ken, he makes all that. He's a chef.
See, I can't hang
He
out
lives
with
down
Ken.
in the swamp. Like I have in my freezer right now. He made some alligator sauce piquant. He just froze it in bags and gave it to me. And all you gotta do, make your noodles, put that on it.
See, I can't
You're
become
good.
like actual communication friends with Ken because I've lost 83 pounds right now. I will gain 97 back just because I love Cajun food so much. And if I become too good of friends with him and he's sending me shit like that, I'm gonna be fat as fuck.
Yeah.
Guarantee, because I'm not gonna say no. I have no willpower when it comes to Cajun food.
Well, he comes through here all because he goes up to Colorado hunting or New Mexico hunting like a few times a year. So
I think he just said "fuck your weight loss." He said,
every
so
time
every
he
couple
comes through, he's dropping something off either on the way or coming back when he just shot something coming back. Like last year, he stopped by. He dropped us these elk steaks that I swear this big because they cut them like you take the leg and you just cut it like that.
So you just vertical slice through the
Yeah.
fucking thigh.
Yeah, and they're massive steaks.
And you said he would take me bow fishing a gator.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he lives in the swamp.
No, that's what we were talking about. That
Like,
you heard me say I wanted
yeah.
to go bow fishing a gator or
Yeah.
blow dart a gator, and you're like, I have a guy.
Yeah, that's what like you keep saying. I want to blow dart a bear. It's like let's go blow dart a bear.
Yeah, Colorado. I can't
I
do it
don't
in
know why.
Colorado though.
Oh, did you look it up? You can't.
Well, it's
It
not.
doesn't fall under archery.
It's not. No, it does, and it's not illegal yet. But I feel like it might be illegal before we go hunting. So I don't want to put everything into that and then not be able to because they're finding wild game out there with darts in like the shoulder and stuff like that.
yeah.
And they're really trying to crack down on it.
Well, that was my dad's biggest concern when I told him you wanted to
Yeah.
do that. And then he was listening to the podcast. He was like, I don't know, because it's like, how deep would that penetrate?
You need 4 inches of
And-
penetration on a bear, and I'm getting about 8 inches of penetration from 15 to 20 feet.
First time you've ever gotten 8 inches of
It's the first time I
penetration.
ever had 8 inches to penetrate. But no, I did research all of that, and I was practicing. You can ask Landon, like 15, 20 feet, I could hit about an apple.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. We were dialing it down.
and I could get, like I said, about 7 to 8 inches of penetration at 15, 20 feet, and you need 4 to get heart on a bear.
Yeah.
And if I can hit an apple, I feel comfortable. Now, the bad thing about it is I would have to get the right angle because you don't want to take a wild angled shot. It's not a gun, you know what I mean? You can get a little sketchy with your angles with a gun. You can't do that with a blow dart.
Yep. There's the hydrostatic shock with a gun.
Yeah, what Landon said.
Because, problem with a bear is most of the time we're hunting. When we hunt them, we'll be on logging roads. So a lot of the time, you're not going to get that perfect side shot.
Yeah.
They're not going to be standing silhouetted to you. They're going to be walking towards you or away from you, and you got to hit them as they turn in a bend or take a side step. You got to hit them. And so it's not,
It's going to be, it would be tough.
yeah, you probably have to be on private land in a stand of some sort.
It'd have to be somewhere where you could actually bait it
Yeah.
to get it to you.
Yeah.
Because it's illegal to bait a bear, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially we're doing all this on,
On
public land.
Yeah.
So,
But on private land where they're a hindrance and they're trying to take them out,
yeah.
that's where it gets a little gray area on baiting and stuff like that.
I mean, it's kind of like, deer, like there's all these laws against baiting wildlife
Yeah.
in Texas, but everyone does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than us.
Yeah.
I stalk my deer, knife in my mouth, bow in my hand, running
I
through
go
the
hand
woods.
feed mine before.
That
Landon just stabs them with a pencil.
that grain on the ground was for the cows.
That's right. That's right. I have free range. They're not here right now. You can't see them, but they'll come back.
They'll come back.
Dude, that's the funniest.
Speaking of cows, how about last night?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about an ex.
No, no. We won't go there.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
last night was,
What you got?
Last night, we got that on the game camera in Colorado. It took me a good hour to figure out what the heck that was.
Is that a cow? What is
It's a
that?
cow's ass.
I say it's an ass for guaranteed.
Because my parents' property up there in Colorado is just free range.
And this is your parents' actual property.
That looks like the woolly mammoth they just made.
But I mean, they got a bunch of snow last night.
Bro, I want to research that and have that as a podcast topic one day.
That would be cool.
Woolly mammoth and the dire wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, the dire wolf really isn't a dire wolf. It shares 0.01% of the DNA with a dire wolf. It's a gray wolf.
Garrett, I'll argue with people.
It's a gray wolf that they changed the genetics to be white.
You have 0.00013 DNA with a caveman, but I feel like you're more of a caveman than a fucking actual person. So your opinion's invalid. Garrett's like, fuck y'all guys.
But no, the company that did that, they're also the ones that want to bring back the woolly mammoth.
Yeah. Well, they had like 5 on their keys, and the woolly mammoth was number 1. They had dodo on there. They had
what is it? The Tasmanian tiger or some shit?
Yeah, that's the one that has
the stripes. It just looks like a.
Well, that's the one that looked kind of like a hyena, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the Tasmanian, the devil.
No, there's a
Tasmanian tiger.
Oh, the bigger one.
Yeah, it's the bigger.
It kind of has like a hyena shape.
Hyena look, but it's striped like a.
It has a shape that I would shit myself if I saw it.
Thigh-like
Brother,
like
you're
TH
getting way
something.
too.
I know what you're talking about.
Don't let Garrett fool you. Garrett's a
right?
very intelligent person, and he pops out some words that leaves me cross-eyed and drooling sometimes.
I know a lot of stuff. Expert in nothing.
Well, I don't know a lot of stuff, and I'm still an expert in nothing. So, I want to get a bear skin. That's my biggest thing.
That's my
like. I do want meat, but I want to bring a skin, and I don't really care if it's a 4-foot rug or a 12-foot rug or a 20-foot rug. You know what I mean? I don't want a rug. I'm gonna hang it on the wall, but I want to have a bear skin. But I'm not going out just for the skin because I want the meat. That's my biggest thing with hunting. I hate people that kill just to kill.
Yeah, no.
Eat your
you
shit.
Take all of it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get you a real nice bear penis.
Can I make a necklace out of that?
Yeah. Because
it's over.
My dad stirs his coffee with his every morning. It's about that long. Because it's an actual bone, just like a raccoon. It's an actual bone.
Dude, that's massive.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he stirs his coffee with it.
That's 10 times bigger than mine.
You know, he makes wine and cider and stuff just for fun, and like he makes labels, and it's called Bare Bone Wine. Because it's got 2 bears. He made his label with 2 bear skulls, and then it has 2 bones crossed. And people are like, "Oh, those are just bones, bare bone." No, they're penises. It's bear penises.
How many people are going that is not going to want the penis?
I mean, probably Ken.
Do you think he would do you think he would donate? One of them would donate their penis to me too.
Yeah.
I want to make Braxton a necklace too. I'm gonna come. Well,
But,
now I feel weird because I was going to bring up my 12-year-old son. But I want to make Braxton a bear penis necklace too. You know how cool that would be? Braxton, what's that? What's that bone? It's a penis. Show and tell at school.
But yeah, I mean, and also like when we were talking about gators, like Ryan asked me when I went gator hunting, he's like, "Bring me back, a piece of a gator." He's thinking like a paw or a tooth or something. I brought him back a gator penis.
Are they bone too?
No.
Oh,
it was
like fuck.
It was full meat.
So you like cut the meat off?
Well, it's inside them. They have a cloaca, and then the male ones.
Cloaca. I think I went on vacation there once.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real nice, moist.
Yeah, very moist. Yeah. Very humid area. Got me real hot.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the part of the gator I brought back for him, wrapped up in like cellophane.
Can you eat it?
I'm sure you can.
I mean, is it like, I'm thinking like calf fries. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like those
calf fries are the balls.
I get that, but it's like edible. Like it is like, they're good. They taste great. Edible. I love calf fries. Make fun of if you want to. I know people think that's disgusting. So what I'm asking on this is it something that people eat, or is that just more of a, you brought Ryan back a penis to bring Ryan back a penis?
I brought Ryan back a penis to bring him back a penis. But in the swamps, them Cajuns eat everything.
Oh,
I'm
God,
sure
yeah.
I mean, Ken, you don't ask what he cooks up there.
You put a little bit of the
camp.
Holy Trinity on it, boy.
Yeah. You don't ask what's for dinner at camp because, I mean, there's been years we walk up, you're dead tired from hiking up 2 mountains that day. You get back to camp and there's just a bowl of something in front of you. You start eating and a claw from a turtle pops up or like an eyeball from a fish.
See, I'm in
And
on
you
all of
just-
that.
You're just so tired. You're just like, whatever. Just keep eating.
Well, as far as like a survival aspect stuff goes, one of the best things to do is if you kill something, you keep all the bones and everything you don't eat and boil it up. And you sit there and drink the water because it gives you all those nutrients. It's going to give you your proteins and stuff like that, your fats, just out of the water. So I'm not against eating some or drinking and eating random ass fucking shit just to get calories in.
Yeah.
So that stuff doesn't bother me. So I get real intrigued on what's this made out of. And it's going to gross everybody else out, but I'm going to be like, hell yeah. If it tastes good, I'm going to put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
Period. I like it. That Landon, don't get too many ideas, brother. I see you smiling over there. Landon was
I
like,
was
yeah.
thinking, I'm still so hung up on last night's podcast where I'm hitting buttons every 2 seconds. So,
You're wanting to go over there and touch?
had to cross my arms so I wouldn't start playing all the sounds.
Yeah, Landon, you're technically a part of this.
Yeah,
You're not
I'm
just a
in this
producer.
one.
You're not a producer on this one. You are actually talking in this.
Yep, for sure. No, that was.
When it comes to that, which one's funner?
I don't know, man. I really like talking about this because this shit is what gets my juices going.
Yeah.
But then again, like sitting over here and kind of honing a skill
Yeah.
is what I feel like I'm doing.
Well, and it's
normally.
technology, and you fucking love tech.
Yep.
So if this was like a comedy podcast,
yeah, I'd
I'd much rather be on
in the
that.
corner. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yep. No, I enjoy doing the producing on the other one.
All right. So September, we have the bear hunt.
Yes.
What else do you want to do?
Like hunt wise?
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think we need dove hunting this year
I'd have a plot. We can go. We'll be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
because I haven't been in years because since we sold our land out in Poolville, I just haven't had a place to go.
Oh shit, we can do that. Yeah, that'd be easy.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, crack open a few beers.
At 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to pull the trigger on a gun unless you've had a beer.
Yeah. Well,
Right? Isn't that the rules? You're not supposed to shoot unless you're drinking.
I think I got banned from that about 12 years ago.
You were in a very dark time in your life, though. This dude, Landon drove us out there. Landon was going to drive us home. Poor Amanda ended up driving us home, and we had to pull over for Landon to throw up multiple times.
I don't think I remember anything after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Like literally don't remember anything. And I'm pretty sure we were still out there shooting.
And normally when we go up, we don't get hammered. We
Yeah,
don't get
no,
No,
that's
you-
not.
Yeah,
just
you
get a
drink
little
all
buzz.
day, you keep your buzz going, you have a good time. And somewhere between
Dude, I don't
let's
know.
start drinking right now to all right, y'all ready to go home? Landon was cross-eyed, drooling.
I got twisted off
Well-
somewhere. It was
well, it's also when you're out doing that, you're outside drinking, and usually, September's pretty warm here in Texas.
I don't even
And
think it was
you
that
need to be
because I was
drinking water.
But say that
with
was
your
a
beer.
that was a beautiful day.
Yeah.
But Landon, he got twisted teas, and
I
I bet
was-
he drank
I was
48
still a
twisted
twisted.
teas.
Yeah.
It was a
That-
twisted time in my life in
yeah.
general.
Yeah.
So
He was in a dark time in his life, and
But no,
I bet he
I'm
drank
a-
48 twisted
if
teas.
I don't drink any beer anymore. It's either whiskey or twisted teas.
yep.
See, that's one thing I'm gonna have to do for this Colorado trip, is I'm sure we'll drink beer on the fire and hang out and stuff.
Yeah, whiskey. mostly.
But I'm like an old fashioned guy.
We all, like Ken usually brings, we all just have a little sampling of whiskey. We'll sit there, pass them around, try this. Have you tried this? And
That
it's
sounds like a
great.
good time.
Oh, so I can bring
imagine.
my Oak and Eden and maybe some
Yeah.
Four Roses and call it good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, this past year, like the day I got up there to camp, me and Ken got messed up. My dad just sits there and quietly drinks. Like he's drunk, but my dad's a real quiet person.
Yeah.
But when you get Ken drinking and me drinking, we just feed off each other.
How
And
are they
then
with
Ken-
moonshine?
I mean, the same as everybody with moonshine.
I don't know. I know a lot of people that won't touch the shit. But I have a buddy that, well, it's actually my father-in-law's buddy, but he makes it up in New Mexico. And whenever he makes it, he usually gives us some, but they have some damn good, he has a lot of damn good moonshine. I could bring a couple bottles of that.
Yeah. No, it's been pretty good every time I've had it.
I mean, you just got to remember, you're up there.
Altitude.
And then, altitude. And then you're also going to have to go hike a mountain the next morning.
See, I don't get drunk very often anymore, though, so I don't think I will end up getting drunk.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you never know with me.
My dad can tell you some stories back in the day when they get drunk when he was probably in his 20s going up there elk hunting and hiking a mountain, like him and a buddy, got back to camp early because it was like raining, and they start drinking. And by the time they have a whole handle polished off, my granddad comes back to camp saying he got an elk down up this mountain. And this is back in the early 90s. So there's no GPS. There's nothing. My granddad hands my dad and his buddy a map and a compass. And says, this elk is here. And it's pitch black. Go find it.
Nope.
Damn.
And they are drunk off their ass.
I'll go find that in the morning.
Somehow they got lost, but they finally found a road after a couple hours and finally found somebody that could point them in the right direction back to camp.
So they were not drunk anymore, nonetheless.
They were
You get my fat ass walking up a mountain for 2 or 3 hours, my drunk's gone.
No, my dad said he made it to a road and he sat on a log and a porcupine came up, sat on the other end of the log right next to him. He just kind of looked over at it and was like, how you doing? Because he was too tired to do anything about it.
Landon, how many mics do we have we could take with us?
At least 4. But if we wanted to, we could probably run the podcast off of the
That's what I was thinking.
the lavalier.
How many people will be there? Because even if we don't
6 of us.
even if we don't run it as a pod, we could probably do like
Set
a
the camera
campfire
up
stories
and
for
then-
YouTube.
Yeah.
Hook everybody up and just sit around the fire and bullshit.
Yep.
Tell
And
stories.
We would have to edit that one. That one would actually have to be edited to sync everything, but it wouldn't be hard. We've got most of the.
Do you think
equipment.
everybody up there would be fine with it?
Yeah.
I mean, Papa Garrett and Ken, I'm sure would be all right.
Yeah, like I said, I already told all them what y'all do and whether, ask them first if they'd be okay with y'all coming up.
Yeah.
But
And you
Yeah,
said
they-
6,
They all said no, but Garrett
Yeah.
said, well, I'm inviting them anyway.
so we'll need one more set of mics, but it doesn't matter what kind. They're probably fine just clipping on.
We can get,
We'll get some of the cheaper ones that have the magnet thing on it.
I don't know. I'll probably just buy some more DJI or
The
DJI.
DJI ones are pretty sick. Oh, they make the smaller ones too.
But say just so we
I'll
can,
look into it.
just so we can keep our brand. Maybe we reach out to them on an email and just see.
We may reach out to a bunch of people because we've got a set of DJI. Obviously, Rode is my jam.
I would love to get sponsored by Rode or DJI though.
Yeah, but any of them
Yeah.
would be freaking cool.
Because we have quite a bit of shit coming up that we're gonna record. You know who'd be fun to take with us on a NASCAR? I mean, he's not part of the Punchline project, but he'd be a pretty fun guy. Garrett.
about NASCAR,
Yeah, I think it'd just be fun to go out there and hang out in the circle with.
not a fan of NASCAR.
I'm not either.
Have you ever been to one, Garrett?
Yes.
Okay. As long as you understand the experience and you're not in, it's perfectly fine.
Ryan goes all the time. I mean, he's got season tickets.
Who's Ryan?
Uh,
Never heard of her.
Barrett.
Never heard of her.
yeah.
Fucking work with the guy. I'm like, fuck that guy. Never heard of her.
Yeah.
He don't talk to me.
Oh.
He don't like me.
He's management.
Yeah. Well, he tells me, you're one of those industrial guys. I don't talk to industrial guys. I guess he don't like me.
It happens.
Hey, not the first person.
Well, did you want to get into last night at all?
Yeah, you take over last night because that was a.
Well, first of all, we're filming the Punchline Project. You just brought it up. That's another podcast that y'all are doing.
It'll be dropping I guess we go into that whole thing.
Yeah.
Landon pretty much produces every show we have. So we have 4 or 5 different podcasts with a group of friends that we're kind of running through. Landon kind of runs the whole thing through his own media business that we're just going to like roll through. Everything's going to be through that one.
Yep.
So everything you'll see on YouTube, everything from the podcast, everything you see that is posted, Landon produces all of it. He kind of runs the whole show. He's big boss daddy. So on this one, Landon's not technically on the show, but he is in the chair
Right here, just kind of off to the side.
yeah, working everything on the back end. So Punchline Project should be dropping, I think Monday is what Brad said he wanted to do.
If he's ready to do it, we can do it.
So Punchline Project will probably be dropping Monday. It is a pure comedy, unhinged, unfiltered. Like it is a lot different than this show, but it is us in our element acting like just jackasses. Like it will be funny. I promise you that. I literally had one of the best compliments in my entire life just the other night. And it wasn't even to me, but a guy was watching our podcast with Bradley, and this guy lives up in Wyoming. Random ass dude messages Bradley. He was like, dude, I'm not trying to fluff you, but y'all are going to be fucking famous. And if he thought it was funny with us 3, you add Kevin in.
Add Kevin to the mix.
It's going to be fucking hilarious.
It's going to be funny as hell.
So with that being said, we were filming Punchline Project last night. So we're all here.
Yeah, we were all here doing our thing, minding our own business. And I think we had just got finished with a bit with hot sauce.
Yep,
so
we just finished the bit.
finished that one up and was kind of bullshitting about it and how it went and all that stuff. And then
We were dying. is what we were doing.
every one of our phones started going off, whether it was what sounds like an Amber Alert. It's the
National Weather Service alert.
yeah, the National Weather Service. That thing went off. We were getting phone calls from the Weatherford emergency lines, all kinds of stuff. Every one of us. And so we kind of pulled it up and everything. And then I think somebody got a phone call and finally answered it. And it was saying that there was a tornado watch and all this other stuff. So we immediately...
Well, it was a tornado warning imminent in your area. Seek shelter immediately. I answered my phone from the Parker County emergency hotline, and I put it to the speaker, and that's what
I didn't know who
Yeah.
it was, but it was here. And so we kind of scrambled out to see what the hell was going on. And between then and the next hour and 15 minutes, I would say, there was 2 tornadoes that crossed within half a mile. One of them was a quarter of a mile from the house.
But say we could see one of them.
Yeah, we saw one of them out the back, and then another 4 miles to the east, which is right through the middle of Peaster.
Right through the middle of my fucking house.
Yep. It tore a bunch of shit up back towards Weatherford.
And they ended up being twin tornadoes.
Yeah, there was 2 of them there.
Like it split. One went to the left of my house, one went to the right to make it easy. Like it literally split my house, and there's destruction on both sides all the way through.
Yep. So we then I started getting nervous about some friends we had over there, and the phone was going straight to voicemail. So that kind of got my high alert on, and we decided to bail out after the second to last storm came through and check all that stuff out. And then we ran across all kinds of limbs down and trees down and power lines down and
Houses down, roofs of buildings completely ripped off.
annihilated.
Like just gone. People boo-hooing in the streets. Like it was a bad one. And then fences down, we stood around trying to help a guy put his fence up to save his cattle from getting out. I mean, I'm talking dead livestock, dead animals. It was not a pleasant scene. We were out till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was roughly about 3. I think I went to bed about 4:30.
Just trying to help thy neighbor. But in all honesty, though, I made a joke out of help thy neighbor. But I feel like in a small community, I know we're growing and there's a lot more people than different areas out here that's not or from around here. But that's the best thing about a small community.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that really upset me, and I'm not trying to put anybody on blast, so I'm not going to say anything, but the emergency personnel that was there, just sitting in their vehicle, watching everybody that lives there and people coming to help, coming through there, moving shit out of the road, fixing fences, and they're just sitting there watching us like, oh, y'all are doing a good job.
Yeah.
Like, dude, y'all are supposed to be the ones out here, like really making a name. And we had just neighbors, people in the community.
They are emergency management.
Oh, is that what it is?
They're managing y'all.
Like, and that's what it kind of irritated me to that extent. But the amount of people that, I mean, we had 7 or 8 people that didn't even live in that community, just like me and you, that showed up and got out of their trucks like, hey, y'all need help with the fence? And at that point, we really didn't.
No, we had it under control at that point.
The guy we were helping, I've known him. I mean, he's known me since I was basically born. So, I mean, it was his fence. He was pretty much knocking it all out. Me and Landon were holding the lights for him, helping him out, kind of stretching. Landon was really more of stretching it and keeping it still for him to
do what he needed
to hook back in and do everything he needed to do. And people that aren't even in that community are coming out there trying to offer assistance and stuff like that. And we have our emergency management team just sitting there, not even shining their lights at us, like just sitting in their trucks hanging out.
Driving back and forth.
I will give Parker County Precinct 2 a shout out. Commissioner Holt, I didn't see you out there, but I know you were out there because you texted me very early this morning to make sure I was okay. So I know he was out and about and awake, but the Parker County Precinct 2 guys, they were destroying those trees in the road. They had those things. I mean, there was one time we were going to our buddy's house. Landon called me and was like, hey, I have to go all the way around. I can't get through over here. We went and checked on him to make sure their house was still up. Everybody was okay. Turned back around probably 5 or 10 minutes. All of it was clear.
All of it was clear.
Other than the roofs and the sound wall from the oil rig and all that was thrown across the road. Those were pushed off the road at this point, but everything was clear. They were knocking it out. Parker County Precinct 2, big shout out. Y'all freaking killed it.
Yeah, I mean, that when I worked for the county, that's every time there's a big storm like that, we were out there in the middle of the night, and that was the best thing we figured out to do. We used to just go out there in trucks and chainsaws.
Yeah.
And start cutting and dragging, clearing roads. And then we realized we can take our big wheel loaders out there and just push the trees off the road. We'll come back in the morning and chop them up in the ditch.
So that was haul them off. That was the cool thing about last night is I don't think Parker County had any bobcats or anything out there. I could be wrong, but there was 3 or 4 skid steers of people that owned them that lived in the community or outside of the community that brought them in on a trailer just to help. And that's what makes me proud to live in an area like this. Not the emergency management that sat there and watched us, but the just random people are like, man, that's, I went to school there, or this is my community. I know it went through here. Just showing up to see if they can offer a hand. Some of them, I mean, there was people that showed up that they're like, well, I guess I can't really do anything, and left.
Yeah.
But they were still showing up when they didn't have to.
How about the out-of-towners?
Boy, I talked to this feller. He was like, oh, y'all putting a fence up? No. We're out here just making sure this wire's tight, not putting it up. Yeah. Dumbass.
No, I think one of my favorite ones was the guy that walked over. He said, you said the oil field tore the fence down?
Yeah, oil field tore the fence down? Yeah. Not the sound wall laying right next to you. The oil, no, he said, where's the oil field at?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I said West Texas. But it was a sound wall from a rig. I'm assuming that's out there on that property.
Yeah, there used to be a compressor over there.
Is that what it is, a compressor?
Yeah.
But we're sitting out there, and the one that got me was, and maybe I'm being a stickler and an asshole, but he goes, yeah, we just moved in here, and I'm glad to see y'all are out here putting that fence up because I love those cows. Hell, those baby cows are what made me buy this house. I said, baby cows? He said, yeah. I said, where'd you move here from? California? Yeah. I said, yeah. I turned around and walked off at that point. I couldn't. Baby cows?
Baby
They're fucking
cows.
calves, bro. Like baby cows. God almighty.
Oh, man. You should have explained to him what's going to happen to those baby cows in a few years.
I didn't even want to talk to him anymore.
Oh, man. Either that or the guy that pulled up and he's like, it looks pretty rough over here. How y'all doing? I just put my head down and
we're just hanging out with the boys drinking sweet tea, brother.
I was like, good Lord.
We're not knee deep in mud because we got 17 inches of rain in 2 hours. Mm-hmm. We're just out here hanging out. That's we just wanted to be here. Beautiful night. Like fucking. But I guess in some of their defense, the baby cows, there's no defense for that. You call them baby cows, I'm done with you. But But some of those guys, I'm sure a lot of it was striking up the conversation because, like I said, houses were destroyed. There was like, I'm sure it's more of a trying to strike up a conversation to see if they could help. More so, and it was just awkward. It was just awkward. Hey, fellas, how y'all doing? Well, shit, actually, but you know we're here.
Yeah.
But I think that's a lot of it, and we were just, neck deep trying to figure shit out and stressed out. And
it was cracking me up though, because I mean that guy that we were helping, dude, he's a building some bitch.
Yeah.
That fence went together a lot quicker than I expected it to, and I would help try to roll it and shit, but for the most part, he did most of that on his own. I just held a light.
I bet we put up 150 feet in 2 hours. I mean, and granted, the T-post, he drove a few because they were ripped out of the ground, but everything was there. He just pulled out a whole new roll of barbed wire, tied into the existing barbed wire, stretched that shit out, wrapped it up. I mean, it was not built properly. It was enough to keep the cattle in.
And I went by it today because I guess he had finished it up last night after. He's like, hey, guys, y'all aren't going to be able to help me anymore now. He's like, I'm good to go.
Y'all have a family. Y'all get the fuck out of here. It's 3:30 and there's another storm blowing in.
Yeah. So after we tore ass out of there, dude, I drove by there today. I was showing Kinsley like what all happened and stuff, and it looked pretty good. I was impressed.
The fence did look good. The duplexes and apartment buildings or whatever those are.
Dude, ripped
those
to shreds.
And that's another thing with tornadoes that gets me, man. It blows my mind. Like, there is a building, right? Full building right here. The sides of the building, all the structural beams and everything looks like they didn't even get touched. Straight through the center, like in a cone shape, completely gone. Like it's like it hit the top of this building and ripped just a straight hole through it. And I'm like, God almighty, that's fucking nuts.
What always gets me about tornadoes is how directed the damage is.
Yeah.
Because, like, there was this time I worked at the county. We had to go pick up a bunch of limbs and trees were down. Roofs ripped off 2 houses out in Armadillo Hills, just north of the lake.
Yeah.
And literally this tornado came down, 2 houses completely destroyed. The house next door to it, they were building and living in a tent next to that house while they're building it.
Perfectly fine.
Tent was still standing there.
Yeah.
The roofs are ripped off these 2 other houses, not even 1,000 feet from it. But the tent somehow didn't get touched.
And I think people that don't live in like a tornado infested area like we do, and it's not as bad anymore as it used to be.
Yeah.
But you see damage on TV and it looks horrible, but you don't understand that's a debris field. Like that's tossing. I mean, big tornadoes can throw trees a mile.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's not really damage itself. That's just trees that got ripped up and got thrown. But when you go actually look at the path of the tornado, I mean, yeah, they can be like a mile wide if you have a huge tornado, but most typical F1, F2, F3s, you have a direct line. Like you can like look down and all these trees are gone in a 20-foot area and everything else looks perfectly fine. And it's so weird that you get inside that debris field and it's really like some fences will be there. Nothing will be touched. Then you finally hit the path of the tornado and everything's gone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it was. Tuesday, I was up in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I don't know y'all hear about them storms last week that hit Jonesboro. Tornadoes fell down there. And, like, you're driving, everything's fine. Houses, buildings, fine. There's a bunch of warehouses, like a Frito-Lay plant and everything. And then, literally, 1,000 feet, 2 houses completely leveled.
That's crazy.
And then another 1,000 feet past that, bunch of duplexes. Roof's fine.
Not even broken windows.
Yeah. No damage. Not even shingles missing.
Yeah. You've got to see a bunch of tornado aftermaths, haven't you?
Yeah.
Because I think you were up in Oklahoma right around the time whenever I was still working over there when that big one hit. I don't remember what town it was.
I mean, I've dodged so many tornadoes.
Oh, I could imagine.
Hell, we dodged one coming back from Odessa.
I mean, I've been... as a truck driver, I get sent in tornadoes, hurricanes,
Yeah.
If there's anything, it's like stuff's still got to move. It's
we're just gonna send you right into it. It's all right.
Because I mean, if there's a hurricane, they need shingles. So,
and the bad thing is
down there.
I'm not trying to fluff up Garrett, but Landon, you can attest to this. The bad thing about being Garrett and how good he is at his job is if we're going into a shit area, Garrett's the one I'm calling.
Oh yeah.
Garrett, I need this delivered. It's going to be sketchy because he gets it done. So I'm sure you, and it wasn't just us two, like the COO of the company was like, oh, call Garrett.
Yeah.
So you got kind of shit on in a good way. You got shit on because you were so good at it and we could trust you. But there was always like, we need this done. Garrett can get it done. Call Garrett. And you're like, no, fuck y'all.
Yeah, if it's sketchy, call Garrett.
Yeah.
That's always Colt. That's what Colton would do. He's like, hey, I need this done. Can you get it done? I trust you.
Well, I don't know how many times I've called you and you're like, yeah, I'll do it. But I want 3 days off this week or next week or whatever it is. Like whenever you're coming home and I'm like, cool, deal.
I don't
Garrett,
think I've ever done that.
Garrett goes, yeah, you have. Because the thing is, it always get me.
I've never asked. The only time I get off is when I go hunting.
Well, that's my
or
thing.
LJT.
That was my thing because there was always like I would always go to Colton and be like, and I say always, it might only happen 2 or 3 times, but I'd go to Colton and I remember it verbatim because I'd be like, hey, Garrett said he'd get this done, but he wants to be home on Wednesday instead of Friday, and Colton would be like, okay. Garrett fucking works for 7 months straight. Like he don't even have to do that. If he wants to be home on Wednesday, let him come home on Wednesday.
Well, last year when I took off those 2 weeks to go to Europe, I literally told Colton like a couple weeks in advance. He's like, I don't care.
That was always
Like,
his answer.
You realize I'm going to be off 2 weeks. He's like, yeah, you work enough. I don't care.
It was always so because I'd go in there just to cover my ass, cover my bases. Hey, this Garrett said he would do this, but he wants off on Wednesday, and I'm just making a day up right now.
Yeah.
He wants off on Wednesday, and I told him he could do it, and Colton would be like, okay. Didn't even say anything to it, but it was always, well, Garrett works for 4, 6, 7 months straight, like no days off. If he wants to come home, let him come. He wants to come home on Monday, tell him to come home on Monday. Fuck it. Like he never gave a shit.
Yeah, no, I used to like take pride in that. Now I'm like, get home. It's like I did that for years. I mean, now I'm 8 years into it next month.
Damn.
So it's like,
So you tired of being in the truck, or
yeah, I'm done.
is it just the being in, like you're just done with the whole?
Yeah, I've seen everything. I've been everywhere, except I'm missing 2 states. I'm missing Rhode Island and Vermont.
And you don't want to drive a truck there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to
nothing, nothing goes there. I'm pretty sure I told Landon.
I say
when
you
he-
can get into Rhode
when he
Island.
was dispatching me, if you find a load going there and back, send me. But there ain't nothing going.
No.
The bad thing is you can get into going to Rhode Island every once in a while.
Yeah,
It's the getting back out that's a real sketchy part if you get into it.
yeah,
Like, because a lot of that stuff that I've seen, and I could be wrong, but that I've seen, you might go into Rhode Island from Texas, but then you might have to hit 7 states on the way out just to go boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 just to get somewhere where they actually have freight to go somewhere.
yeah. Where a lot of those like those northern states, I hit just in one run coming from Texas to northern Maine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's where I got like New Hampshire and all those. It's because anything else, I would never go.
I guess
And
we
he
had
passed
some
New
runs just to
York.
like Pennsylvania and stuff
Yeah,
too.
Pennsylvania, those are common because especially when the pipeline and everything was going up there,
Yeah.
we'd move a lot of stuff up there and then go pick up lumber from the Amish, bring it back.
Do we have any other topics that I wanted to go over? We've got on a lot of squirrels, but I had
I feel
fun.
like there was something, but
I don't
can't-
feel like I've talked about anything I wanted to talk about other than Garrett telling us about the bear hunt that we're going to go on.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I want to go gator hunting.
Yep. I
Yeah.
mean, we can. I can come up with something if we need to keep talking. Or
What is it, gator hunting or gator fishing? I mean, what would you consider it
what
as?
do you do to a snake?
I mean, you're shooting it.
A snake? I normally just leave it alone, let it go. I ain't afraid of those things, like whatever. Spiders? I'm hunting those motherfuckers. Fuck spiders.
I guess it's probably a combination of the both because you're fishing it, you're catching them on a hook
Yeah.
with bait,
Well, even
but
if
then you're shooting them in the head.
well, even with a bow, even like me wanting to bow one, even with bow, you're still bow fishing.
Yeah,
Just because I have a bow and not a hook
I guess-
doesn't make it.
I guess because it's
hunting.
in the water. Is it fishing?
Well, that's my thing. That's where I get confused because what if it's not in the water? If it's on the bank and I shoot it with a bow, I'm hunting now. They're not in the water. It's not a fish.
You're fish hunting.
Yeah, I don't know what. I've said it a couple times. Like I want to go gator fishing, and then on the next conversation I'm having about it, I'm like, I want to go gator hunting, And in my head, I'm sitting there like, which one is it? I really don't know which one
Probably
it
just
is.
interchangeable.
Yeah, whatever you want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah,
No one's
'cause-
going to call you out.
Yeah, technically it's both.
But say that's one thing. I guess it sticks in my dumbass brain. Like, what is that? Is it fishing or hunting?
Yeah, no, but that's a lot of fun. Y'all would love that.
Yeah, no, I think
It's not as wild and exciting as they make it look on them like swamp people shows.
Oh, I'm sure it's not.
They piss off them gators when they're pulling the lines up. Usually you pull that line up real slow. That gator doesn't care. He'll surf it, like his head pop up over the surface. You just reach down there and shoot him in the head. There's no problem.
Was it
Unless
you
they
that
come back alive.
I'm about to say,
in the
was it
boat.
you that told me about it coming back to life on the boat on you?
Yeah, the very first gator. I shot it in the head. We pulled it on. Like, okay, it's dead. About a minute later, it starts flopping around, opens its mouth. Ken reaches back there, grabs a hatchet, and just puts it right in the back of his skull.
God almighty.
So what I'm gathering about Ken is he is like a Cajun Crocodile Dundee. From
Yeah.
all the stories Garrett's told me, he's like, I don't know. He'll go out there and kill a bear with a toothpick. He don't give a shit. Like, I'm like, God almighty.
Yeah, no, that's Ken. I mean, he's Cajun, grew up in the swamp, did, 30, 40 years in the military. Command Sergeant Major.
So he really is a
Retired.
fucking hard ass
Yeah,
motherfucker.
I
Like,
mean, the only reason he left the military, they made him get out because the age requirements.
well, yeah, you have that long in the military, I imagine.
Yeah.
But say I'm excited.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if I'm more excited about the bear hunting or actually just meeting Ken finally. Like, I don't think you understand. Ken could be like Tim Wells up here on my like hunting heroes. Cam is up here on my hunting heroes. And then I'm going to have put Ken in there somewhere. I have a feeling. I'm going to talk to that dude for an hour and I'm going to be like, Tim Wells, who? Have you met Ken?
I'll have to pull you up a picture of his trophy room too. Show you that.
Yeah, well, I have a
I'm gonna
trophy
be-
room too.
No,
Dating back
His
from
trophy
first grade
room.
soccer, baby.
no, like all his deer heads, elk heads, bear hides, everything.
Is he one like Landon where he has ungodly amount of guns and shit too?
Oh yeah.
He kind of hits me as that person. Landon, you're not allowed to be best friends with Ken. I called dibs on
hey,
Ken.
that's fine. I'm taking a back seat. I'm cool with that.
You can be best friends with Papa Garrett. You don't get to be best friends with Ken. I call dibs. Ken, yeah, I'm not going to say that. No Diddy. So, with the bear hunt itself, we kind of went over everything, and we talked about it a little bit. But I'm just going to ask you because we're on here, and we can log off whenever you want to. But as far as hunting, I think I'm just going to take my hammock. Like, you go against that? You think I should go ahead and?
It's gonna be pretty cold at night.
Yeah, but you have wool. Like, I've slept in that hammock in like 30, 20 degrees.
Well,
like,
we take a cargo trailer, and that can fit about two people in a cot and cots in that, and then we have a wall tent. Actually, I don't think we use the wall tent. They have a big like 5-6 person tent.
can I share your cot with you? I'll let you be the
I
little
sleep in
spoon.
the cargo trailer. So my dad brings his extra wide cot.
I'll let him be little spoon.
Yeah, he loves that thing. But
So you're
yeah,
saying
so we can get 4 people in the tent, and then 2 people in the cargo trailer.
So you're saying don't bring the hammock.
I mean, you can bring it to lounge around there into the day.
I just love sleeping in that thing. I don't.
My dad takes his up there. Just during the day, it's good to take a nap in
Yeah.
because I mean, bear hunting, you go out in the morning
Yeah,
and then you're coming back in the day because the bear ain't gonna be moving middle of the day.
yeah,
So you're catching them while they're going down those logging roads.
yeah.
So I mean, it's more during the middle of the day you got free time.
Do you go back out at night, or is it just a
Yeah,
morning
in the
thing?
evening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
Well, Landon, we just gonna crash in one of the trailers or tents, or do you want to take our own shit? Do you wanna,
We've snuggled in a cargo trailer before.
That's
so
what I was saying. Do you want to go ahead and set up a trailer? What do you want to do?
I mean, we got cots and everything too. I mean,
we've got 2 cots. So whenever we were doing the oil field stuff, that's what we did. We took the cargo trailer out there, slept in that.
Yeah.
It depends. I may have to see if we can clean that one up. We may need new tires and stuff.
I mean, like Ken's got a few cots, being a command sergeant major.
Oh yeah.
He has
We
enough.
have, yeah. We might have a surplus.
Me and Landon did get a little ape shit because in the oil field down there, and like especially New Mexico, Carlsbad area, you get out there, there's really not shit. So like we would just pull up on a rig, finish our work, and we'd just go to sleep, maybe sleep 3 or 4 hours,
Yeah.
and go right back to work. We were a little outrageous. I tell people about that like it's nothing, and they're like, dude, there's no fucking way I'm sleeping in a fucking box trailer on a military cot just to do sales. I'm like, with the amount of money you're making,
It was
you
a
do lot of
little
things.
nuts. After talking to people and telling them what I've done before,
Yeah.
they were like, "You went out there with a trailer load of shit and got rid of it in 3 days?" I was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, easy.
yeah." No, we just hit every stop and just dumped stuff out of there.
We would literally start in Odessa and go all the way down to New Mexico and back up and just empty out an entire fucking box trailer in 2.5, 3 days.
Every week,
Every
and then
week.
straight back.
Yep. We would wake up. I guess we would wake up about 2 o'clock in the morning, head out so we could hit Odessa at 5 or 6.
Yep.
And we didn't stop. That was the worst night. Though.
Yeah, Monday sucked. It was damn near 24 hours every time.
Yeah, because we would wake up at 2 and we wouldn't go to sleep again until 2 or 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we're back up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I remember like we'd hit like one of the stops would hit a gas station. We'd park in one of the truck stops and then we'd kick back and smoke a cigar when we got finished.
Yep. We'd knock out a 15-minute nap here and there when we could just to keep us going. And, you know, you get down there in the Thunderdome, you don't want to be drowsy on the fucking road.
Yeah. Hey, I bet Garrett would have probably been pissed off at us.
Why?
We're in a pickup truck in an enclosed trailer stealing a damn.
Oh, yeah. In
Truck
a truck stop? Oh, hell yeah. No, go park on a street somewhere.
The Orla
you can
Walmart.
Go park in Walmart parking lot, a Sam's Club, a Costco, anywhere.
Well,
There wasn't anything
Most
out
of the
there.
time we would find public land or we'd be on the rig site of like people that we were cool with that they're like, no, y'all can crash here. It's cool. And we would just pull over to the side and crash right there in the middle of the field.
Yep.
But there was times that we would hit a truck stop, and normally when we were hitting it, it was 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, so there's not a whole lot of traffic coming in and out at that point. So if there was an open spot, we would just back in there and crash out for a few hours and get up and start going.
Well, okay, so let me put you in a situation. There is no Walmart.
There's nothing.
There is one QT or.
We called it the Orla Walmart, but that's the only thing within like fucking 50 miles of this place.
Sure, I think there's a Love's out there now.
It might be a Love's, the
It may be
Orla.
a Love's, yeah, but it's.
Or no, there's a Pilot out there.
It's the only gas
Pilot,
station
right
in
there,
Orla.
Right at the crossroads.
Yep.
That's it.
Right there. Yeah, that's a Pilot.
That's it. That's where we stayed. Like if we got to that point, that's where we would crash.
Yeah.
Because there ain't shit there. I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, you're driving another hour, and we would have to be back over in that area the next morning, and I wasn't trying to fight that traffic twice. So that's the only reason. But no, I was like, that's gonna get Gary.
And it's so funny working at a place like I'm working now, because I told Morgan, because I'm going to Odessa next week, I'm gonna stay all week, and well, Midland really. I mean, Midland, Odessa, same fucking thing. But I have meetings and stuff, and I was like, well, Thursday I'm just gonna go door knock, find some people, whatever. And he was like, oh shit, I think I might have booked the hotel for Monday and Tuesday. I was like, cool, no, don't worry about it. He was like, Dusty, you're not fucking sleeping in your truck. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, we have fucking stuff with Hilton and Marriott. Like, they do fancy ass hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, no, dude, I'm good. I'll sleep in the back seat of my truck in a truck stop and be cool. I'll pull up in a parking lot somewhere and crash out. He's like, no, you won't. Like, you don't do that shit here. And in my head, I'm so used to it. I'm like, it doesn't bother me. It truly does not bother me at all. I have a bed cover. I will literally undo my bed, slide a cot up in there, lay it down, crawl up in that thing, close the bed, and call it good. Have like a little space and crash right there and be happy.
Just wherever we could find to sleep back then. So it doesn't phase me a bit either.
If I'm up off the hot ass ground, I don't give a fuck if I'm sleeping or not. I can sleep almost anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett, he always has these fancy trucks with power inverters and
My truck now
Xboxes.
doesn't have a power inverter.
That's why he wants to
There
get
it
out of
is.
the truck right there. They're like,
well,
you took my fucking video games away, you sons of bitches.
Well, that's why I'm not gone on weekends, because I told him, like, I'm not doing weekends. Sitting 2-3 days at a place without a TV or
Without being able to
a
do shit.
microwave or anything. You know, you're sitting there eating sandwiches all week because you can't heat anything up.
Yeah. You know, that's one thing I didn't think of. We went for like a few years of our life without taking a shower, but like 3 times a week.
Oh yeah.
Because the whole time we were gone, we wouldn't shower because we didn't stop.
Yeah.
We didn't shower. We showered on Sunday most of the time, I would assume. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't here with you, so I would assume you showered on Sunday. I did. And then we wouldn't shower again until like Thursday.
Yeah.
Maybe Wednesday night if I wasn't so dog tired that I could crawl in the shower. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back
Ass
to no
whooping.
showering.
Ass whooping.
We could pull into a pilot and shower, but it's just waste of time at that point. We're
Yeah.
trying to get home in 3 days instead of spending all week out there.
Yo.
Yeah, there's been so many times. I mean, it's like I can stop, get a shower. I got time. It's like I'll be home tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot easier to get home than
Yeah.
it is to fucking.
Well, and everybody else out there probably hadn't showered in a few days either, so it
Yeah.
wasn't too much of a big deal.
I say we use dude wipes and water.
Take a horse bath.
Yeah, we would literally have a water bottle. We would brush our teeth first, use the water bottle on that, and then we would pretty much dampen ourselves and dry ourselves down, and that's what we did. Maybe throw it in our hair, whatever, wake us up, get us feeling decent.
Yep.
You're obviously not going to take a shower. You're going to wipe off with a dude wipe or something, but.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked to people now, and I don't know if they're from here, and some of them are, and they look at me like I'm fucking disgusting when I'm like, dude, I have dude wipes in the truck, just go wipe off. They're like, well, what? Like, maybe I grew up fucking weird or something, but that's
Well, I
not
think it
weird to me.
It has to be like growing up and doing outdoors things.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what it is? Why it doesn't
Because
bother
like
me?
you think like going hunting like in Colorado, you're not gonna shower all week long.
No,
I mean you're up there in the mountains. Where are you?
you're lucky if I change my
Yeah.
draws.
Yeah.
And usually, like if you go later seasons, it's cold as hell, so you don't want to get wet.
Yeah,
It's like so you're just up there stinking for a week. By the time you get done, we used to just go down to the hot springs, soak in the hot springs, get our first shower in 7 days.
I'm not gonna lie, that does sound
That
kind of
sounds
nice
amazing.
though.
Well,
I'm not
there's
mad-
a
I
hot
wouldn't be mad
springs
at
in
that.
Pagosa Springs. That's right down from where we're going. So.
Well, you might have to take us down there and let us get a soak in the hot springs because
Yeah.
that does sound fun.
Well, now they built a big resort there. It's expensive as hell.
No, I ain't
It's
paying
like
for it.
$200, but right across the street there's a free one. It's like
But-
you go to the free one now. You
See,
don't
I-
go to that resort.
The whole fun part of it is doing it in nature. I don't want
Yeah.
to fucking pay for it. I don't need some hot
Well,
stones and some girl handing me a towel.
Where we hunt, there is a natural hot spring right down because the Piedra River comes through, and there's a hot spring on the bank of the Piedra.
Hey, don't say where we're going. We're famous podcasters now. They're gonna blow that place
It's
up.
a river.
They're gonna be
Try to
all.
find-
They're gonna be all over us, man. They're gonna
Yeah.
trying to get autographs and.
But yeah, there is a hot spring right there, but it's about a 2-mile hike, about 2,500 feet of elevation change down, 2,500 feet back up just for a hot spring.
I'm willing to do it.
None of us have ever been willing to walk down.
I've
to
been
it.
reading books. I'm gonna run it.
Yeah.
Are you? You got that Cam Haynes getting you?
Oh man, between him and old David Goggins' book, it's pretty
Landon's
solid.
gonna wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and be like, "Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?"
Because it's not me.
He's gonna be in his shorty shorts with his pecker hanging out. Let's do this hike. Run through the mountains. Dude, those dudes are nuts.
They're nuts. Those books are crazy. I'm almost done with those.
They do get you fucking going.
Oh yeah, no.
Like just,
Even through this last week of bullshit where I hadn't wanted to do anything, like reading a little bit has helped. But man, I am just freak. I don't know if I'm drained or if I'm just being a lazy piece of shit or what.
well, I'm about to say, how are you? We do this the last 3 or 4 weeks before we cut it off. Run us down. How's the 75 hard treating you right now?
Well,
Miserable, obviously.
miserable, but we're still going.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? Thursday was 35. So we're looking at 37, 38 days right now. So not bad.
And honestly, I said miserable, but the 75 hard, and maybe Landon is a fucking David Goggins in his head because you've said this has been one of the easiest things you've ever done as far as staying with it, discipline, the reading, which you were really dreading. It's now your favorite thing to do.
Yep.
But you got that last weekend, you got shit on, didn't hardly get any sleep.
Yeah.
So it's kind of drug into this week. So this week has been miserable.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it was. That's what we kind of boiled it down to, where it was like not enough sleep that weekend and then just carried on, just shit going on. So I'm just tired.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot I not want to, but
You're still doing it.
I've made it. And I hadn't failed. I did tell my daughter the other day, I was going to get her some pizza and she was like, "Can you get me a brownie?" I was like, "Hell no." I was like, "I guarantee you that brownie is going to be half eaten by the time I get home. You cannot have a brownie."
I do not have the willpower today
There's
to bring
no
a fucking brownie home.
Oh God. But yeah, no. Yesterday was kind of rough. I kind of thought I was going to crash that one out, but
In all honesty, I am proud of you yesterday. You fucking got up early, got your walk, everything out of the way, or your gym, everything out of the way. Did your walk before we started the podcast, started knocking everything out. And we went out and helped people, did all this other shit. And you still came home before you went to bed, finished your reading and everything else you had to do.
yep.
Where me, I made it in to take a shit and I almost fell asleep on the toilet. Like I almost had an Elvis Presley. Sorry, that was too soon. But I'd literally, and you're texting me at 5 o'clock in the morning, like, just finished my reading. Gosh dang, this part of the podcast on Punchline Project so freaking funny, dude. You
I
had
was
me rolling.
I was rolling. So no, I did that, and then actually woke up this morning, got my walk knocked out in the cool breeze, and then went to work out. And I don't know why, but I just felt jazzed. I was like, all right, we're moving in the right direction again.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, I was telling you about it last night. Methylene blue. Look it up. Look up the benefits. Maybe try it out. I've been doing that for about a week now. Other than my piss being blue, which is kind of weird.
That's sketchy.
Oh, yeah, it dyes everything. You drop it on a shirt, the shirt's burnt. You drop it on a counter's burnt. It'll leave a stain on this black table in blue.
God almighty.
But as far as the benefits go, the energy, my mood, everything is fucking through the roof. I wake up and I'm just like, let's go do something. Fuck it. Like, it's not a lay there, try to get myself going. Like, it's 100%. Ever since I've been, like, this and testosterone
Yeah.
are the two things I've done and almost immediately felt a benefit from. Like, you have, like, Alpha Brain,
Yeah.
I get benefits from that. The NeuroGum, I can see the cognitive benefits of that. Like, and they're pretty immediate, but I've never had anything internally that has just lasted a week, 2 weeks of just, wow, let's do this. Other than whenever I got my testosterone regulated.
Yeah.
I say regulated. I'm supposed to do like 0.5 and I do like 1.5 because I'm an overachiever. Hey, you can't flex cardio. I'm out here lifting, brother. Fuck it. But and then that methylene blue is nuts. So look up that. Look up the benefits
I'll
of
have
it.
to check it out.
Tastes like pen ink. Fucking disgusting. Mix it with some water and just down it. But the good thing about it is you can literally take like a Propel, a flavored water or something, take a drink of it. You're good to go. You can actually put Propel in the thing and put the drops in there and it dilutes that taste a little bit.
Okay.
But I figured out I just down that like a shot, do like 10, 15 drops in it, down it like a shot, take a drink, and the taste is out of my mouth.
Hell yeah.
But I'm telling you right now, outside of testosterone, the only thing I've ever had that instantly made a change in my life, like not like I can think better, I can do words better,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. I'm talking like a full wake up to go to sleep, energy draw throughout the day, like
That's
other
pretty
than
cool.
the only thing I've ever taken.
Hell yeah.
But Garrett, do you have any closing statements?
No, I don't think so.
Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Unless y'all
Or
have any questions for me?
How big? Sorry.
You'd be real disappointed there.
That's usually what my wife says about me. Nope, I don't think I have anything. So we pretty much covered everything. I just asked you questions throughout this whole thing. Landon, do you have anything to say?
we're gonna have him back on sometime to discuss the new projects coming up. But
Oh yeah, we were
I
supposed to
can't believe we
discuss
never
that,
even
but-
discussed that.
Well, let's do it. Do you need to pee?
I do.
Well, I will do a crash course. Garrett is kind of heading it, but we are starting a nonprofit. We're really getting it rolling. We're about to be filing all the paperwork, and it's mainly just to help out the youth and community outreach is all it is. We're we're sticking with a core of outdoors. We're wanting to try to get kids outdoors, give them opportunities and stuff. So reach out to like single moms, stuff like that. Reach out to us because that's one thing we really. I'm over here trying to be serious, fellas. That don't happen very often. But, you know, and
Kind of sounded bad.
well, as far
when
as
you said it.
the reason I say single moms is if they don't have a man in their life that's taking them outdoors and you would like your kid to learn from that and stuff like that, that's who we want to reach out to.
Yeah, kids miss out on a lot without a father in the house.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, moms do a whole lot.
And it's hard to do
But-
anything if you're working 3 freaking jobs to take
Yeah.
care of a family by
Yeah.
yourself.
Who has the time to teach them how to tie a fishing knot? Or, you
Yeah.
know, start a fire, skin a deer, you know. Maybe we can help out, you know.
But
Set an example for some kids.
we're going to do that. It's going to be what me and Landon talked about with my dream of donating to like the food kitchens and stuff like what is it?
The food
the
banks.
community kitchens and stuff like that. That's going to all be involved underneath the nonprofit. So anybody that might want to sponsor it, donate to it, or like I said, you just think your children could really benefit from it, reach out to us. We want to talk to you. Anybody that actually, I don't know if it's technically adoption, but the people that bring in 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, they help raise them, stuff like that. If y'all need help food wise, the foster care, that's the word I was looking for. Y'all reach out to us, please. We want to help out any way we can, whether it is taking them on a fishing trip, anything like that, or if y'all just need help with food, we can try to get some food together, donate some food to you. Just anything of that kind of caliber is what this is all going to be focused on. But other than that, we will have to get into it at a later date before Landon gets mad at me because Landon's bladder lasts for about an hour and a half and we're in an hour and 41 minutes. So with that being said, if nobody else has anything, I'll catch y'all next week.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Deuces.